It is the second weekend in May, and we've had a very, very rainy weekend, and pretty chilly, but just tons and tons of rain. Thunderstorms, hail, all kinds of crazy stuff, but lots and lots of water, so a lot of the stuff has responded very well. So, first the pear tree. I never did look into what the white stuff was, unfortunately, because I just got too much stuff to do, but I will probably need to look into it. It's still there, a tinge of it there. Doesn't seem to be affecting too much, so I'll look at it a little bit, but maybe not anytime soon. But we are getting some good plump size pears, so I'll definitely need to start going through here and all my free time and start to thin some. So you can see here's a cluster, the leaves, and then the 4 pears. This one, this one, this one, and that one. And so I need to come down and get rid of the ones that are just thin it down to 1. Get rid of the skinny ones, just like this one here. That's a pretty easy choice. 1 big giant one and then 2 little ones. So thin those out to where there's just 1 per cluster, and then also with the spacing, don't want the fruit to touch. So even if there are, sometimes the clusters pop up really close to each other, so we have to watch out for that too. And then rubbing on the branches and all that stuff. But it takes a little bit of time, but not too bad. These, fortunately, like most fruit, pop right off. As you can see, those just actually were already off. So the only fruit that is really a pain in the butt to thin is the apple, because they do not snap off like that. The stems are on there really good, and you have to cut them, which is very, very, very labor intensive. So anyhow, there's that. There's the strawberries over here. They are growing quite well. Starting to put out some flowers, so we'll see how they do here. I'm really going to watch them and make sure they don't spread too far this year, and just let them focus on making some berries and see how they taste, and keep them in this little area here, because I honestly don't even want them that far over. The garlic has put up its escape there, starting to twist, so we'll have to check on that when it's going to be done. Here's a cherry tree. Lots and lots of green, lots of berries. I guess I'll just walk all the way around. It's huge as always. Like I said, that part over there drives me crazy, but next year it'll be gone, and it'll be nice, and be a nice spreading low tree where we can reach most of the stuff without too much trouble. So lots and lots of cherries, as you can see here, all over the place. They're really good size now, and just need to just keep an eye on them. Watch for aphids. That was an issue with them last year. These had the black aphids, so we'll keep an eye out for that. I haven't seen any problems. I did see some leaves that had some holes in them, like this one here, but no curling, which is kind of what the aphids do. They cause a leaf to curl up and munch on everything. But there's some more there with the holes in them, so I'm not sure what that is, but no major problems so far. With the apple tree, still big, starting to put out quite a few leaves. Now just need to go through and check on the fruit. We're getting some good, it's probably going to be time to thin. They said a 1/2 inch in diameter, and those, the biggest ones are. So same thing here, we'll have to go in and thin the clusters down to 1. So there's one where there's a big one and a little one, or just one. There's 2. There's a few. We'll just have to go through here, and like I said, they don't pop off like the others do. You have to cut them, so very, very labor intensive. But what we don't want is 4 apples to form right there, or 3 apples to form right there, which if we don't interseed, that's what the plant will try to do, and that's not what we want. So we need to go through there and do that. That's another thing on the list. And over here we've got the peach tree. Looking good, putting up excuse me, some good leaves and tons of peaches. So it's hard for me to tell as I look at them a lot how much bigger they are, but they do look a lot bigger this week, and they definitely need to be thinned as well. So once again, usually we say fist from one peach to the next. As you can see in this fist right here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then over there's probably 7 and 8 and 10. So you do a lot of thinning on there, plus the ones that are out on the tips and stuff not going to be very structurally sound. So we'll have to go through there and do that as well. The other pear tree, excuse me, developing well. Definitely glad we took off some of that this year. Not as much hanging down, getting in the way. We do have some crazy growth stuff going on here, but need to look at those. These pears are developing as well. Need to go in there and thin them as well. Put them on the list to thin as well. Unfortunately, this is the time of year when I need to be putting the garden in, so it's kind of a very, very busy time. The apricot tree is ginormous, way too tall, and too much going on. And if you recall, I didn't have a chance to thin it this year, but I do need to go in there and thin it now. There's lots and lots and lots and lots of foliage and branches, and it's way too tall, and a lot of the fruit has fallen. I have only seen a couple fruit still up in the tree because of the super early blossoming and the cold winter weathers, snaps in between. There's just very few fruit. So basically, not much of a harvest again this year, but that's kind of how it goes. But I do need to go in here and get some of this under control because there's all kinds of overlap and fighting and whatnot. We don't want that. So anyway, that's what we got going on. So a lot of fruit setting. Time to thin the pears, peaches, and apple. And then that's it for this week, and we'll see what a difference a week makes next time. Thanks.